when you appear as though you don't have other options, when you look like you are afraid to lose something, people are more prone to disrespect you. People are more prone to treat you terribly. But if you're willing to say, I'm willing to lose everything just to keep or gain my respect, you become a powerful person. I see too many people accepting abuse, accepting foul behavior, accepting disloyalty because they're just unwilling to walk away. And that is your kryptonite. Now, the way that you can get yourself to a point to where you're not even concerned about it is to understand that life is continually changing. Life is dynamic. That means that something may not be the same way all the time. So whatever you're going through right now, if you decided to walk away, it's not going to be, you may experience a temporary moment of sadness, of maybe even depression, but it can never stay that way. Life will never stay that way. And the way that you get yourself to a point where you can walk away from anything, or be willing to walk away from anything, is to continue to work on yourself. Is continue to be a person of value. A person of value will always have suitors. This is why I see things, I see some of the commentary that people have, and you realize that it's just a lot of self-promotion because they really don't believe it, and you can see it in their lifestyle. When you work on yourself, when you bring value to something, you don't have to promote it. You don't have to speak about it. You just simply, you live it. And when you're disrespected, you say, you know what? It really doesn't even matter what's on the table here, because my respect is worth more. Yes, if you have children and things like that, you have to think of things on a different level, but at the same time, how good are you to a family? How good are you to a business? How good are you to a job if you are saddened every day, if you're depressed every day, if you're dealing with disrespect each and every day? That's not, disrespect is not like a mandatory thing that you have to deal with. It's not like mandatory. There are no laws of nature that says that you need to be disrespected every day and you continue to deal with it each and every day. That's not in the laws of nature. That's in the precepts or the concepts of man. Is that when people, they abuse power often. But I promise you, if you work on yourself, if you say, you know what, I'll get good at this. Let me work on my body. Let me work on my knowledge in this particular field. Let me work on my spirituality. Let me work on my mind. As you work on those things, you're going to feel that you're going to become more valuable anyway. So you're not going to even want, you're not going to put yourself in a position to even be disrespected, because people will see it on you. Mind controls the body. When you're afraid to walk away, there are no spoils. When you do the right thing, it may look like the wrong thing in the short term, but in the end, in the end, you come out on top. How many times have I seen people disrespected for years and years and years and years, and then they finally did something and they didn't realize that they could have done this 8 to 10 years ago. So you lost the one thing that we have a limited resource of, and that is time. Even though it's a man-made construct, you lost time. You could have been doing so many different things. Life could have been so different for you in the 7 or 8 to 9 or 10 years. Life would have been so different. But when you're unwilling to turn your back, walk away, that's what happens. That's what happens to many people. That's something that you can't allow. That dampens your spirit over time. Over time, you just put your head down. That dampens your spirit. Be willing to walk away to gain everything. When you can walk away from something, it doesn't matter how much money, it doesn't matter what it is. That's really sending a message to people about the type of person you are. And that's all that really matters in this dimension. It's the type of person that we are, because that's what affects other people. That's what makes people behave a certain way. You can tell a lot about a man or a woman not by the type of partner they have. You can tell that, but no, not really. Not by the type of partner they have, not by the type of materials they have, or how much money they have in the bank. You can tell everything you need to know about a man or a woman by the way people treat them. The way people treat them, you can know who you're dealing with. You can just watch. All you gotta do is watch. If they're treated with respect, you know that these people are respectable. But if people disrespect them, then you know that many people don't. Now, don't get me wrong, there's those crazy people that they're just how they are. They're like that with everyone. But all in all, you can tell a lot about a person by the way people treat them. Because your respect is really all you have. And you get more respect by keeping your word. That's another important thing. You get more respect by keeping your word. A lot of people can't keep their word. I'll call you back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes turns into 2 days. So now we're sowing incompletes into the universe, which is not a good habit, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. It's small, but it's still big, even though you don't believe it. The small things produce big results. How do we know? In 100 meter sprint for the Olympics, 9.7 is faster than 9.75, right? Now it's 0.5, what is it, 0.5 later, but you lost. Something small can mean something big. So be a person that's more detail oriented, focused on details. Focus on the details of your life. These are things that get you respect. But being willing to walk away, for me, is the most important thing. Being willing to drop it all and just say, you know what, you can have it. Because what good are you? Let me ask you a question. What good are you if you're harboring all of these different emotions, negative emotions? We're just energy. We're all energy. That's all we are. Human beings are just a ball. We're just a ball of energy. When you transition, the energy goes to another place. It never dissipates. Energy never disappears. It never dissipates. It never goes away. It just changes forms. How do we know? We take a cup of water. You put that water into the freezer. Now it's solid. You take the water and you take it through a process. You evaporate all it. Now it's steam. It's still water, but now it's steam, or now it's a block of ice. And that's how we are as individuals, people. So if you're damaging your body, what good are you? If you're damaging your health, do you know that organs hold emotions? Liver holds anger, kidneys hold fear, heart holds sadness. So you harboring or holding these emotions is damaging organs. You damage organs like that. Angry people usually have liver problems. People that are afraid usually have problems in the kidneys or the bladder. People that are sad and deeply saddened or depressed usually have problems within the heart. That's why they say broken heart. That person died of a broken heart. So the disrespect, allowing the disrespect, is not worth it in the end. Because the only person that loses is you. Everybody else is they're happy. But you're the one that loses. And the most liberating thing you can do is to walk away from something. Because you can feel it. You can say, wow, I stood up for myself. I feel good about it. Yeah, I may not get the money. Yeah, I may not be in that relationship. But you know what? These are my standards. Now, sometimes, don't mistake disrespect for like coaching. You know, I played on many different teams as a professional athlete, and you got coaches that are tough on you. That's their style. Sometimes you need tough love or tough coaching, but constant disrespect, that's a little different. But the person that you can become is the most important thing. The person you become, not what you have. The person that you become in the process of everything that you do is something that no one can take from you. Materials they can take, you can lose that. My truck behind the camera, it can be taken. Properties, something can happen. Clothes, something can happen. But the person that you become is the most important thing, because you can always use that to get more of the things that you got. This is why I always feel like it's a great idea never to just deal with someone because of what they have, because you don't know the integrity of the person. You don't know what they did to acquire that thing. So you're with somebody because of what they have, but how did they get it? Did they kill people? Did they rob? Did they cheat? What did they do? You're looking at the end result, which is the material. So respect is important. You want to create a circle of respectable individuals, because atoms affect other atoms. If you're around someone enough, this is scientifically proven, the stronger atoms are going to affect or impact the weaker atoms. So if this is a person that likes the club, likes alcohol, likes this and that, if you're around them every day, if you're around them all the time, eventually you're going to have a drink. Eventually you're going to hang out. Eventually. So in order to stop the disrespect from other people, you first have to respect yourself. One of the greatest signs of respecting yourself is taking care of yourself. That's a message to the world. That's a message to the world. This is how I feel about myself. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm drinking. This is how I live my life. This is how I take care of myself. So you don't even allow room for people to disrespect you. So some of us need to walk away from ourselves because we've been disrespecting ourselves, and it shows in the way that our body looks. It shows in the way that we eat. It shows in the way that we think. It shows in the things that we do in our spare time. It's time to come home to the real you, and the real you is not a person to be disrespected all the time or to allow the disrespect. But usually a person that respects themselves takes care of themselves, and now you're sending a message to others to not try to play me, to not try to play with me, to not disrespect, because disrespect is not tolerated here. So you actually have to be the example. You have to set the example for other people. You have to set the example for other people to be able to treat you a certain way. Part of walking away from disrespect is stopping it before it even happens. Stopping the disrespect before it even happens. And you can do that without talking, by living a certain way. This is why principles and morals are so important. Because when you have a set of principles, when you have a set of morals that you go by, you automatically eliminate all these other things that could happen or that happen to people. Because this is not in my set of principles or my morals already. So I already know that we're not going to be a good fit. I already know that we're not going to be a good fit, because this doesn't even line up with who I am as a person. Now, if it lines up, that's something totally different. So now we are in alignment, so we're more prone to get along. And if we're in alignment, you're less prone to disrespect me, I'm less prone to disrespect you. If something happens that we just, we didn't want to disrespect each other, we work that out. But there are some people that are foul in their behavior, and it has to be checked up front. Some things are just small. Some things people just don't know. Some things people are just, they're products of their environment. They live a certain way, you live a certain way. You didn't know that that was disrespectful. They didn't know that that was disrespectful. Those things happen. But constant, consistent disrespect, you got to be willing to walk away. You got to be willing to walk away from it. So that's it. Don't have the fear. Don't be afraid. Because in the end, the Creator will take care of you for respecting yourself, because you did the right thing. You never get tired of doing the right thing, especially when it's for yourself.